Alrighty then. What we have here is 3 different kinds of Pringles.
I like Pringles.
Pringles are, I mean, they're not
sliced up potatoes.
They're not properly done potato chips and everything, but they have their own quality, you might say.
They always taste good. They're crispy.
Without naming it, point at which one you want first. 1, 2, or 3.
Let's try 2.
2.
Number 2.
Okay, now these are Pringles that I don't remember where I got them, but that you don't see very often.
What store were we in? We were at a grocery store when we found these, and we're like, hey, I've never seen that flavor before.
Smells good. Chili Cheese Fries. Chili Cheese Fries.
I can smell it from here. Yeah, they're quite aromatic.
Good chili powder.
I'm smelling the cumin in the chili powder.
Cheese powder.
Okay, well, powdered cheese is alright. They're certainly colored nicely.
Yeah, they look good.
Ever so slight chip damage, but that's alright. I don't care. Oh, wow.
Very cheesy.
But I also got, as I put it in my mouth, I got a whiff of, the beef in the chili. So it's a chili con carne.
Is there beef in that chili?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's beef in that chili.
It's so.
And I can taste it. The aftertaste is potato.
Yeah.
Because it's basically a processed potato. If you put if you put a Pringle, singular, in a bowl of water, it will expand basically to be about the size of the bowl. They're dinner plate sized once they rehydrate.
Really?
Yeah, they get big.
I've never tried that.
Yeah.
Why do they do that?
Because they're absorbing a lot of the water.
A regular potato chip doesn't do that.
Yeah. Well, no, regular potato chips don't do that, but they're also not
They have a structure that's holding them together.
They're not whoa, hot.
These are made of
That one got me.
This is potato powder.
Yeah, they take basically ground up potatoes,
dry them,
and reconstitute them into a slurry that gets folded. That's all right. They taste good. That was hot on the back end. I did not expect that.
Nah, if you're looking for a hot chip, this isn't it. Don't let her fool you.
But it's got nice chili flavor.
The cheese flavor is what hit me.
Cheese is good. Percy, you want some? I hear you meowing over there.
Of course he does.
Well, he likes
It's got
chips.
some heat to it.
Yeah. Okay.
Now this one should actually be hot. It's got a picture of a chili pepper on the front of it, along with honey. Hot honey Pringles. I think I'm going to like the smell of this one a lot. We've had honey flavored potato chips.
We have. Not by Pringles, but we have
Not Pringles, but
yeah.
I can barely smell it.
Yeah, it doesn't really have much of a smell at all, actually. Hopefully it has more taste than smell.
Yeah, I hope so.
Alrighty.
Bursting with flavor, it says.
There it is. The chip.
No. The smell is just not getting
The only thing I'm smelling
going here.
is basically potato. Okay. I get the honey right off the bat. Ooh, and there's the hot. It does. It's hot honey. It really is. And the aftertaste is also honey. Instead of a potato aftertaste, it's honey. They're not brutally hot, but they're hot.
I'm getting some sweetness, but I wouldn't be able to identify it as honey.
No, that's definitely honey. I can taste the honey on it. It's probably a honey powder, actually.
Yeah.
And then the heat hits you mid-tongue afterwards.
Not getting very much heat, but, you know.
I mean, I can feel it. I could actually eat these. They're hot for me, but they're not so hot I can't eat one.
If she can eat them, they're not very hot.
Yeah. Okay.
And
I only took one because I was a little nervous about them, but no, those
I'm
are
not
good.
finding much honey flavor.
No, I'm getting
Just
honey.
a tiny little bit of sweetness, but there's no way that I would say, oh, that's hot honey. Mm-mm.
I'm picking up on it.
No way I could identify that.
Yeah.
So, of the two so far, I would take
The
chili cheese fries.
I like the honey ones. They're actually pretty good.
Feel a little burning on my lips right now.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little. And what should be our favorite? If it's not our favorite, they screwed up.
Uh-huh.
Elote.
Elote.
Mexican street corn Pringles.
Now, in case you are unfamiliar with elote, they take corn on the cob and they roast it so it gets a little bit of a char to the kernels. And then they spread it with mayonnaise. And then on top of the mayonnaise, they roll it in cheese.
Usually
like
a Parmesan Romano type of.
Yeah, I think it's actually cotija, but it's a cheese.
Well, if it's done really fancy, it's in a crumbled cotija. But
yeah,
lots of times it's more of a powdered
Parmesan.
cheese.
Yeah. And then they spritz it with lemon juice or lime juice, and of course there's a little salt on it, and
chili
then
peppers,
chili powder. Now I don't usually get mine with the chili powder.
So on the picture here we have, I'm thinking mayonnaise, garlic, lime. Sounding good to me so far.
Now the fanciest elote I had was really fun to eat. We went to the tamale festival, and I got a really fancy elote. Remember, it had pink butter, and it had
different colors,
blue butter, and it had edible glitter on it, and the cup it was served in was in like a flamingo inflatable floaty toy.
But it didn't taste any better than.
No, it tasted like regular elote, but the presentation was
fancy
amazing.
Looking.
It was
yes.
Cool. It was like I saw someone with one and said, "Hey, where did you get that?" And then that's what I got.
We're not getting a lot of smell out of that.
I can smell a roasted flavor.
I would hope for some more smell, because elote, when you hear the elote man on his tricycle with the bells and he's riding around, he's making the elote fresh. I mean, he's not cooking it fresh. He's got it all cooked up and everything, but he's putting all the toppings on it right there, fresh for you. And there was a place that we used to go that the guy was there all the time, and you hear the elote, and I'd run out of the place, up to the sidewalk, and he was only charging like $2. Yeah. For a full-sized ear of corn with all of the stuff on it.
It's worth it.
I insisted that he take 6.
Yeah.
I couldn't give him $4 for what we were getting. It was too good.
Yeah.
And
I'm sure he loved that.
Yeah. He was like, no. Cuatro. And I'm like, no. You get this, okay? Because it's worth this, okay?
$6.
If he'd have been charging $3.50 for it,
then he has to deal with quarters.
Yeah, then he'd have to have quarters and like that. But I mean, you're not going to be able to charge $4 for it. It's an ear of corn. But if he was charging $3 for it, I would have gladly paid him and gave him a tip. Guy's out riding around in the heat in Bakersfield on a tricycle, yelling elote. Give the man something.
Yeah, I wish we
Okay.
had an elote guy who came around here.
Oh man, that would be.
Yeah,
I'm not getting
It's
much smell out of
better than the ice cream truck, guys.
it.
No.
Elote is wonderful.
All right, let's go in. Ooh,
This one's got more flavor
it's got the flavor.
than smell.
Yeah, right off the bat, I'm getting the lime. I'm getting the chili kind of in the back of my tongue. Ah, it's building.
You're getting the phony lime powder,
I'm getting
which I'm not a fan of.
the roasted corn flavor, but it's not like a Fritos roasted corn. It's a different. It's like roasted, charred, slightly charred, but not burnt. I'm getting the cheese.
I was gonna say there's some cheese in there.
I'm not really picking up on a distinct mayonnaise flavor.
No.
Maybe a little creaminess sort of in the back of the mouthfeel.
Remember those mayonnaise potato chips that we had?
Those were good.
Those were fantastic.
Those were good. Sounds weird, but they were good.
Because I gotta tell you, if this YouTube channel never does go big and get to the point where it's monetized and we start actually getting paid for this, I don't care.
Doesn't matter. This is fun.
I'm having fun. We're trying a lot of different things.
Yeah, we find some stuff we really, really love.
Things that you ordinarily wouldn't see because I'm making the effort to go out and find unusual stuff.
Well, occasionally we get something that's misses the mark. It's not great.
Yeah.
But rarely do we get something that's just terrible.
Right. There's been a few things. I can't remember exactly what they were, but there's been a few things where I took a bite and then just put it down and like, no, I'm not going to eat any more of that. But for the most part, we're finding a lot of interesting stuff that's tasty. We're finding a lot of stuff that's not worth what it costs.
Well,
but a lot of.
But it's also coming from various places around the world.
Yeah,
so there's a lot of shipping costs.
There's shipping costs that are involved in it but these
local grocery store.
These were you just at a grocery store.
Yeah.
And I don't ordinarily go out of my way to buy Pringles.
Okay.
But when I go through the grocery store now, I take a close look at Pringles, at all the different flavored different snack items, looking for things that are unusual, and these all grabbed my eye.
Okay, so these were all made in Jackson, Tennessee, and our ingredients are in English, they're in Spanish, and they are in French, interestingly.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, because a lot of the stuff that we're eating...
Maybe it's close enough to Louisiana that they got to include the French for the Cajuns?
I don't know.
I don't know. Mystery.
A lot of the stuff that we're trying, there's nothing written in English on it anywhere.
You're like, I don't know what it is.
We ate some stuff the other day. Even after we were done eating it, we were like, I wonder what that was.
Yeah.
It was good. But
no flavors we could just identify as, ooh, that's whatever it is.
No pictures on the package, no writing in English. Yeah. And like if it was writing using our alphabet in a different language, I could look it up on a translator. But if it's in an Asian or that type of writing, I don't know how to get that translated. Because I don't know how to enter it into my computer or my phone.
Google does have a translator where you aim your phone at whatever it is, and it will overlay the translation on top of whatever the text is, which is kind of cool because I have used that before.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
I haven't used it recently, but I've used it.
She's going to be flying off to Milwaukee tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. And I've never been to Milwaukee.
And, of course, it's Wisconsin, so she'll be eating some cheese here and there.
Try and keep me away from the cheese.
Well, they have cheese curds that actually squeak like they're supposed to.
Yes,
so
those are so
she's
good.
looking forward to the squeaky curds. And you know, you
If it
should be able to
doesn't
find some interesting
Yeah.
things in Milwaukee to try out, and shooting some videos. And we watched a couple of YouTube videos on it. It looks like an interesting city, and she'll be there for a couple of weeks.
All
And,
my coworkers were like, dude, you're going to Milwaukee? We love Milwaukee.
well, most people are probably going, oh, all kinds of beer.
Yeah, I'm not a drinker. Sorry, if you want beer reviews, I'm not the one to do it.
But there's a big market with a lot of different stalls in it that you can go through, and should be some interesting stuff in there. We saw some interesting cheeses. There's a Volkswagen bus that's been cut apart and turned into the front of a stall, and
It's a real
but they
Volkswagen,
serve
too.
vegan foods.
They do. You know, I wouldn't go out of my way to seek out vegan food, but I've had some vegan food that has been excellent.
Well, the thing is, when you're serving vegan or even vegetarian, you have to go out of your way to get flavor into it, or nobody's going to eat it.
Yeah. No, I've had some really good vegan food.
You can't be running a business going, here's a carrot, it's completely vegan, here, eat it. No, you got to do something with that carrot and make it stand out, which I've had some carrots that really do stand out.
Oh, I've had some excellent carrots.
But I mean, just as an example, there's a lot of vegetables out there.
So of these three, how would you rank them?
I would go with chili cheese fries first, elote second, and the hot honey just really didn't have much flavor to it at all, in my opinion. I would have to rate it third.
Okay, so my rankings: elote, number 1. There's a lot of flavor. This just explodes with flavor in your mouth. Look out, taste buds.
Well, she's real sensitive to anything that's got any chilies in it at all.
Yeah. Surprisingly, I like the hot honey for number 2. It does have a good honey flavor, but it's more subtle. It's not slap you upside the taste buds like the elote version. I like these. I may take some with me to eat while I'm on my flight.
There you go.
There. And then these are actually quite good, but
Too hot?
no, they're not really that hot. I wasn't as wowed by the flavor as the other two were just more standout. But I do like all three of them. They're good.
Yeah.
I love that Pringles is branching out into some different flavors. Because it was always plain cheddar cheese,
salt and vinegar,
which is good.
sour cream and onion.
Mm-hmm.
And I love sour cream and onion, salt and vinegar in any kind of chips.
And then
Pringles, regular
they
chips.
branched out a little bit and did like a nacho cheese flavor.
The nacho cheese is pretty much, everybody makes a nacho cheese something or other.
Yeah. So, now Pringles, I wonder if they're going to make an all dressed, like the Canadian
That would be good.
potato chips, because those are great.
Or ketchup. The Canadian ketchup chips are pretty tasty. It sounds like it would be dull and boring, but it's actually pretty decent.
Well, it's pretty zingy. So is the fully dressed. Hey, Pringles, make all fully dressed
And
Pringles.
send them to us, and we'll taste them for you.
We'll taste them for you. Yes, I will happily do a review. And if they're excellent, I will sing your praises to the moon. If they're meh, all right, I will compare them to the real deal since I've had the real deal.
I still much prefer
Yeah,
a real potato chip to a Pringles.
I actually like Pringles better.
They have their place. I mean, you know, each one of them, they're consistent.
Yeah.
But
Well, they're
consistency is
machine made.
yeah,
so they're
they're
a little more processed than regular potato chips.
they are more processed. But
But you
I
can't do good duck lips with regular chips. Pringles, you take 2 of them and you've got You've got a duckbill. I take
That's
it you.
not high on my list
I
of
take it
importance.
you've never done that.
No, I've never done that.
Must be
But
it must be a kid thing.
there was Pringles when I was a kid. I'm not that old. I'm thinking
Are you sure there were Pringles when you were a kid?
Yeah, there was. I remember when they first came out.
I remember when they first came out.
I was pretty young.
Yeah.
But anyway.
I thought it was after you, though. Anyhow, yay to Pringles. I love that you're branching out with all the different flavors. There they are. Ah! Oh well.
And the can. The can is cool.
I like the
They
can.
don't get smashed up as bad.
They do. Right. And it actually touts on the can that nothing half full about this can, because when you get potato chips,
Right.
you know,
You're buying a whole lot of air. You're not buying as much air here.
no, when they're full, they're usually to within that far of the top of
And
the
then
can.
now they've got some that you pull out a little tray.
Yeah.
And you've got a can that looks just like that, and inside there's a tray that you pull out and eat the chips off of it.
That was the Japanese Pringles that did that. I haven't.
Japanese are always doing something
I haven't
unusual.
seen them in our American homegrown Pringles.
They were good though.
They were really good.
But anyway, thanks for watching. Hit the like button, the subscribe button. See, there's a lot of YouTube people that this just rattles right off them because I said it so many times. But, notifications bell, and leave a comment. What do you think? Chili cheese fries? Hot honey? If you've never had actual elote, you don't know why we were so excited about this. You also don't know why I was disappointed. I wanted some strong elote flavor because elote is wonderful.
Well, they're pretty potent, but there's no way these are going to exactly
It's a potato chip.
capture the wonderfulness.
There's nothing like
the spectacular
fresh
taste
elote.
of fresh elote.
Just remember one thing. Have fun.